Okay,
For the time
so
being.
are you
Okay.
capable of fighting the
I am,
prismatic spider?
but I'm actually going to go back to the crawler for a second.
Why?
My inventory is full.
Uh,
I don't want to fight anything that gives me goodies if I'm carrying around too many, well, goodies. Anyway, during the lost footage, I mentioned something. So specifically, I got an email, not an email, a call from an unknown number and a voicemail that said restricted, which was confusing. And when I figured out, that shit was broken, I looked it up. And it was a call from UPS. Now, for people that don't know, I worked at UPS a couple of years ago.
it was just a seasonal thing.
Yeah, as a seasonal, box worker, I'd ride around in the truck and deliver packages for
Because around
people.
Christmas time, they want you to just, take the next package and run out scat?
More or less, yeah. It was a really smooth running operation, honestly. I was kind of impressed at how efficient they were.
I mean, with everything being, not everything, but with many things being sold online, just at-home deliveries are probably on a all-time high.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it only gets higher, and they don't have enough people. It's also probably one of the best, kind of part-time jobs I could have ever done, just in terms of, hours
Aside from
given.
grocery and clothing, and for, furniture and such, do you think that most products will still likely be able to go completely online? Though there are things where you do want to tangibly feel what you're going to purchase.
Yeah, it's nice to be able
for
to,
instance,
go
we
and
were
take a
looking
look
at
at a thing.
laptops
Yeah.
the other day, and it was nice to actually see what the keyboard layouts were, the weight, the thickness, the material.
Yeah.
The specs obviously matter the most, but there were key differences like what side of the laptop the vent actually resides on. Because our Lenovo laptops unfortunately have them on the left side. So whenever I have my hand on WASD or at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
Yeah.
If I just happen to be resting my hand a little too far over, my pinky goes, ow, because of the burns. Well, it doesn't actually burn, but...
Oh, because it's too hot?
Well, the vent's right there, yeah. It's not the keyboard itself that... okay, the keyboard does really heat up. But... yeah, definitely the vents. They're having more rear vents now, which I think is beneficial.
Yeah. I always hate the ones that are we put out all of the heat downwards, since directly into the table. That doesn't even make sense.
Or into your thighs.
Yeah.
Actually, weren't there stories in the early days of laptops, especially MacBooks and such, about how it's almost like the put a frog in boiling water effect, where you don't realize how hot something is getting because it's a gradual increase in temperature? Weren't there some guys that were, burning their...
Yep. Oh, yeah. Who was it?
Wasn't it? Yeah, I thought that there was a story with either one of your friends or acquaintances. Was there?
Yeah, one guy... I'm trying to remember if I remember who it was. All I know is one of my friends in college had burns on his thighs from his MacBook being too hot. And
okay.
yeah, he left it on his lap and he didn't think about it. And by the time he took it off, he's like, I've got first-degree burns on my thighs. And he pulled up his shorts and he just had, it was sunburned looking. And it's just you'd think you'd notice that before that happened.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing as burning yourself being in a hot tub. After a while, you're just not even paying attention. It's just yeah, that's really hot, but you kind of accept it.
That's why they always have those things saying, don't remain in a hot tub for more than 1 hour. Is it an hour or is it 30 minutes? Sometimes I see signs that say 30 minutes. Blue.
No, stop. I hate the targeting in this game. I really wish I could set a target lock. Yeah, he keeps dodging to the side.
Aren't you gonna charge? Yeah. Ooh, for goodness sake, it uses ranged caltrips on you.
Yes, it does. I don't like how this game balances everything.
I wish there was a shield. That would make things better.
A block. There's a dodge. I totally could have dodged through that. But, when you're shooting, you're kind of slow. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is they have a dodge that like gets rid of my targeting, and it doesn't reacquire very fast. So I was like trying to track over to reacquire on it so I could dodge around, so I'm not just doing weird acrobatics to screw up my camera. And
Acrobatics is the way to go.
yeah, kind of. I don't know. I complain about game mechanics too often, but at the same time, please don't do like jerkish things like deacquiring your. This controller will not stop rumbling. Jerkish things like deacquiring your target. I hate that.
It's actually visible, the rumbling.
Yeah. I don't even know where we are. Okay, we're
Speaking of
here.
rumbles, last night while Wander was playing Skyrim for his devoted fans, I was,
She means you people.
What?
Nothing.
I was in the other room, drawing, planning out my next few pieces, and suddenly the bed starts wiggling. And by wiggle, it sort of felt like it was moving back and forth, which was just really bizarre because I was in no way doing anything that would make that happen. And I was going, what's going on? I look over at my desk and my iMac, was actually sort of wobbling back and forth as well. And it only lasted all of maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but it was just bizarre. Turns out, about 20 minutes before, the next state over in Oklahoma, there was a category 5 earthquake. 5.3, I believe, was the approximate amount. And supposedly they've actually been getting more of these as a result of fracking. You know, they put the wastewater underground and
Jesus Christ.
causes
This thing won't
gaps
die.
in the crust. Whoa!
This thing won't die. Like, I keep shooting it, and it's like shield break, and it still has a shield, and it
Is it too high a level?
two-shots me. No, I'm higher level than it. It's 20. I'm 20.
Does it have superior AI or something? What's going on?
It's just fucked up.
Are you sure you shouldn't use a different bot on it?
I don't have different bots. I've got, like, I'd have to reload back to the thing to get Duncan. I guess no, I could go to the thing and switch my bot layout, but the problem is I don't really need Duncan here. Like, I shouldn't need to have to use a different core bot just to be able to beat an
I've seen a couple of
enemy,
rocks
though.
that could be smashed.
Yeah,
that
but
you
they
would
just
want
have loot in
Duncan
them. We'll know when it's a,
for. Prismatic core.
yeah. No, I complain about games a lot.
I've only experienced a couple of earthquakes in my life, and they were usually very small.
Yeah.
This one, though, that's a couple 100 miles away.
Yep.
That's pretty far for one to feel like earthquake tremors.
I'd experienced a couple, at least, when I was in California. I don't know, you just kind of get used to them. Unless they're the big ones, but I never had to deal with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, come to think of it, California's been relatively earthquake-free. Like, there's been small ones, but I've never been here.
It's because it's building up.
Mm.
It's waiting to strike.
I just haven't been hearing about...
Supposedly they said that in the Pacific Ocean there's been 2 tectonic plates rubbing against each other. But, like, they're not so much rubbing as... Imagine if you have your 2 hands into fists and you're pushing really hard against the knuckles. It's only a matter of time before one of them slips off the other due to just the sheer amount of pressure between them. And they say that when that occurs, it's going to cause a tsunami that will douse, what is it?
Wipe California off the board? I've heard that one before.
No. It's not going to wipe it off the board. It's actually going to just have a tsunami that goes, like, what, a couple miles inland? I think they said for Seattle it was to Interstate 5. But where's Interstate 5? Doesn't it cut right through?
Not a clue.
I think so. Essentially, if you're living on the coastal side, I mean...
You're gonna die.
I don't know about that. I can't imagine what it's like to experience a tsunami. I know that in Thailand and stuff, there are people that we knew who were there on a vacation or something. And what happened was, people were so stupid. The water receded on the beaches for maybe like half a mile out or something, and it was just bizarre. And people were like, woohoo, we're gonna walk in the sand because look, the water just, look at all these seashells and crabs and such, everything receded. But what they didn't realize that it was just because all the water was being displaced and pulled back into a massive wave. If you ever see that on a beach,
Run.
well, yeah.
Run very fast.
Fortunately, I think that family realized what was going on and drove as far inland as they could. But
Not everybody.
ugh. No, I know.
Ooh, goody. Little caves.
Oh, that looks
Or
nice.
a little cave full of random crap. Yeah, we're getting a bunch of 8-bits.
Gaskets
We might
and
actually be
parts.
able to upgrade our bots soon. I haven't really been bothering. What's that thing? I have no idea.
Is it a rod of some sort?
Maybe? Yeah? It just kind of vaguely looked like a person out there, and it's just like, that'd be weird.
What is it?
I don't know. I'd check it out, but I really want to find this bot so we
What's
can get into
that?
the dungeon.
It looks like a... Oh!
Yeah, it's another
Is that one of
prismatic
those
core.
prismatic core?
Yep.
But you've already gotten that one, haven't you?
Nope. I have not been to this side of the level ever.
Oh, well then, prismatic core.
We'll get there. We see it. I just want to get up here. There's a dungeon
There's
up
a
top.
flag as well.
Eden. Is it EDN? Funny. But yeah, I've never been to this side of the map before because it was covered in high-level bots.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're in our 20s, we can kind of fight them.
Oh, hey. There's a chest or something up there.
Yeah.
Yep,
So I guess
chest.
there's a shortcut up? Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Okay.
More blueprints.
So, one of the things that we were talking about before I'd lost that footage was the fact that this is kind of like the ultimate collectathon game.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's collectathon neat to the point of not being able to progress.
Yeah.
Without doing
Oh, yeah.
hours of collectathoning. And it seemed to flow well in Banjo-Kazooie because there were several worlds, there were several places to go. There was a story for each world, and there was a boss for each world. It was very formulaic, but it kept you intrigued and interested in the content because it was varied. This, unfortunately, suffers from the fact that the entire planet is sand and rock. And yes, there's mechanical gizmos and dungeons about, but it's not enough variety in and of itself, in my opinion.
Well, I think the problem is with the collectathon game, you have to make it consistently like enjoyable.
Oh, hamana, hamana, hamana.
Let's see. I guess we'll do this dungeon.
Okay.
Seeing as we're here, at the very least, I wanted to get the teleport point. Seeing as I was directly next to it, that's really all I cared about. But seeing as we're here, this might be really hard though. It's a level 22 arena dungeon.
Arena.
So, yeah.
Oh, so you'll have
So
to
I might
fight
have to
numerous
cheese
opponents.
fight this one or do whatever. Whoever thought violet logs was a good idea is an insane person. Okay. But yeah, so the problem with collectathon games is there's two ways to do it. One, you can have the collectathon be kind of like a side thing.
Yeah,
At which
and-
point everybody just bypasses it or doesn't do it unless
In The
they
Legend
need
of
to.
Zelda, it was heart containers.
Yeah, in Legend of Zelda, it was heart containers, a couple of power-ups, rupees for upgrades, so on and so forth. But that's not a collectathon. There's no, like, collect 5 MacGuffins from here to unlock the next MacGuffin to get...
Well,
Yeah.
you did have, every boss in a dungeon would give you, the final sage stones.
Yeah,
for it,
but that's not a collectathon. That's just the plot being the plot. In retrospect, I should probably go back to what the...
Woo! You're on fire.
Yeah. It always tells me to dash to extinguish. Yeah, I'm gonna go switch Seth out for Duncan.
Goodness gracious,
I
great balls of fire.
Just realized we're probably gonna want that.
Do.
Okay, talk. Oh, I have to press and hold it in. Okay, I'm not going anywhere. It's like,
Nah,
screw
I don't want to be that annoying person that has a song for every phrase.
back in Duncan. There we go. Let's bring in the gorilla. Let's see. But yeah, so the problem with this isn't the fact that we are collecting things. Like, in fact, I I was really hoping that this would be one of those games where it'd have like a bunch of interesting side dungeons.
Now I think there's going to be... Oh, do you think you could have missed any of the switches back there? If you weren't careful enough?
Oh, very possibly.
Because remember how there were ones that were hiding behind corners? In the... Oh, there probably was one, wasn't there?
I've never had it in this situation. Where it, these guys are level 6, by the way, which is really weird to me.
Eh, I mean, it's the early part of the level. Remember to look around for... Oh! Looks like you can get the yellow key.
Yep. Yeah, I can reach it. I want to take out all of these. Hello.
Oh no, it's the one-armed tank.
Yep. Okay. Instant extract on him. Shoot the tank. Luckily, the tank is not aggressive.
What?
Ah!
You needed a red light for that switch, by the way.
Yeah, I know I did. It's not that I'm even aiming for the switch, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
They're active targets when you shouldn't, like, you shouldn't be able to target them, if that makes sense.
I think you should get the yellow key while you have the chance.
I always have the chance, though. Like, as far as I know, there's no time limit on
They
it.
don't despawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but...
Remember, we are under a time limit here. See, now's a good time to get it, because they haven't even spawned in yet. I wonder if the enemy bots will fall. Okay, ow.
Whoa,
Come on, stop.
they were all using their AoEs at the same time.
Yeah, the problem is you get kind of locked in. Because you get locked into, like, your action or your movement, and it becomes impossible to dodge. Which, you know, makes sense in a number of cases. Yeah, so they are scaling up here. I was wondering about this.
So you have 2 more switches. Is there one more room, or did you miss 1 or 2?
I don't know. Well, there's one of them. Behind this thing.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's a flying
little
drone.
bat.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's one. Yeah, they generally always put every switch on the, can I?
On the floor.
Hey, I can drop him there. Yeah, so chances are it's below me. Like, right over here.
Oh, right. Wasn't there one that was on a platform, just after...
Yeah, it's gonna be down low or something.
Okay, well...
Probably. I'm just trying to kill all the enemies, because
Yeah,
I don't want to be,
kill the enemies
like...
first.
Yeah, I don't want to be looking for keys while I'm under attack. I'd like to finish this within...
the time limit, because then you get everything, yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't get everything.
Well, no, if
'Cause
you
I'd
do
still
the
have to
time
find the
limit, the
last
switch,
key.
and the key, then you get absolutely everything, and you never have to visit the dungeon ever again.
Yep. Very true. Okay, what is going on here?
They're both hammering their fists into the ground.
Things are happening. I just, like, turn around and... it was the lightning thing. I'm not used to enemies doing that. Wait, I had an instant extract. There we go. I don't know why I had an instant extract, but I'll take it. My bet is the last switch is going to be behind something or down below.
What's
There it
blue
is.
over to the right?
Do,
Oh.
do I not?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that was it. It wasn't giving
Good.
me a lock-on for
Let's
some
get rid
reason.
of these guys in 19 seconds.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're not gonna do it. I was not expecting to get the time on this one. It's one of those. It's a wave challenge. I think that's actually the boss up there, but I could be wrong. Nah.
It's purple. Usually purple is the master, the maestro.
No. Remember it always gives you a. It always gives you that, like, kind of boss showing up screen.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Olga, the Untamed.
Yeah, like I said. So we'll just satisfy ourselves with having everything else. Oh, rescue. Huh. Didn't know I had a rescue button. Yeah, these dumb bird things.
Oh, that's you have Duncan now.
Yep.
Turn up the heat.
Yeah, I switched to Duncan because Duncan is 100% the better
Attack.
alternative for
Do it, Duncan.
For combat, Seth may have higher damage for some reason. Oh.
Extract.
I mean, I could just kill him. Or that. I'm really confused.
You did extract him.
Yeah, I'm not used to being able to do that.
Save him!
I'm trying. But yeah, because the enemies took so long to spawn in.
Now, what are
getting time on
those
this
flaming
difficult.
items up there?
Well, that's the loot we get.
Mm-hmm. But you're not going to be able to acquire it.
Well, we're not done yet.
I think you're free to jump over there.
Oh yeah, I am. Never mind then. Okay. Oh, that's where I came from. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get.
That's just happened where those boss creatures.
Yeah. Well, we'll live.
Situated.
Let's see. So we don't get a chest.
We do get a core.
Yep, we do get a core. I mean, really, I'm just here.
2 cores. That's nice.
3. There's one down below too.
Oh.
Yeah, we might actually be able to beat this within like this sitting or the next sitting, kind of depending on time. Which is nice. I was just confused. The music was still going, so it sounded like we were still in combat. I thought we were supposed to go up to where that loot was. But yeah, no, I don't care about these chests. They might give me like a small perk, but you can also just throw enough cores at your core bots that all equipment becomes meaningless. There are special effects that are kind of handy, but not handy enough.
All right, so.
Oh, hey, there's
a health upgrade.
A health upgrade too.
And chests.
Okay. But yeah, no, I like this from a. The random dungeons are kind of fun, but they ended up being really samey, and I was hoping they'd be kind of more interesting. Like, all the plot dungeons are interesting, and all the side dungeons are either weird time trial, fight everything, or...
I'm still wondering if Kai's dead or not.
Oh,
hey, logbook.
Yeah, I don't know.
9 months later, and I'm afraid things are much worse. The mandate's effort to keep things under wraps has failed. You can't hide the fact that tens of thousands of people are locked in quarantine. Or that most of the airports have closed. To make things worse, someone leaked classified data from the first outbreak 20 years ago. It proves that Dust Devil isn't just an airborne disease, but that some strains are able to stay alive indefinitely in an airborne state. This means that the safe zones are pointless. People are starting to panic. They're rushing new drugs into testing, but the bacteria mutates faster than we can keep up. And there's one more piece of bad news. One of those lying politicians I told you about? He lost the election, but he just got appointed to the Mandate Governing Council.
I also feel like there's a lot of plot stuff that's really locked behind audio logs, which I don't mind, but they're hard to find. Like,
and it seems to be primarily about Earth. What happened on Earth to make people come here?
Yeah.
Not so much. I mean, we've pretty much already completed the arc about Victor.
Yeah,
and why the other humans that were supposed to be terraforming this world were targeted before they could even awake like Jewel and Kai.
I'm just seeing several possibilities here. A, the only way we actually ever even understand what's going on is because of the audio logs, which means we have to go find everyone to make the story make sense.
Well, all we know is that Earth came down with a number of bacterial infections that couldn't be combated by the traditional antibacterial products, especially because, I mean, we do have the issue today of antibacterial soaps and people irresponsibly taking their antibacterial medications, like not the full dosage. You're guilty of that, aren't you?
Yeah.
They actually allow bacterial strains to flourish, mutate, and become stronger and resistant. So, I mean, the drug industry has to be careful, because if any of these bacterial infections do mutate, they're going to have to come up with stronger and stronger products and mixes of them. And so in this dismal future, we have a bacterial strain that's winning. And so they're quarantining people, but then they're finding out that this bacteria can exist in an airborne state. It's not like you can just get hand sanitizers and things and just completely wipe things down to prevent infection. Oh, right. They said that it was also akin to pneumonia. So people were literally getting... Ooh. Yeah.
It's one of the red
ones.
Yep.
So yeah, people were probably suffering from lung infections for the dust devil.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they call it dust devil. It's airborne, so it's like dust. I mean, dust is everywhere.
Probably.
Or maybe the bacteria can adhere to dust particles in the air. I mean, I see dust floating around all the time. Have you ever seen like just a little bit of white dust floating in the air? And you go, whoa, what is that? Have you ever seen it?
Somewhat, yeah.
Usually you can only see it in really nice shafts of light, but...
Yeah, it depends on your house, too. I think it was my house in California. It was pretty obvious where all the dust was.
But not on surfaces. I mean, in the air.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay.
All right.
What did we get?
Achievement, light as a feather.
Oh, because I flew for so long.
No, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and so then we know that there were quarantines instated, there were corrupt
Yeah, like, we know vague information,
governments.
but the problem is, like...
And then they figured, hey, we're going to have to terraform another potentially habitable planet so that we can escape this thing.
I just see it as, like, going a couple of ways. One, the only way we ever learn the rest of this stuff is by finding the... Are you...
But we also learned that numerous humans were left behind on Earth, and there was no method of aiding them.
Yeah.
Including the main character's father.
Well...
But he was just like Victor, was tampering with the idea of potentially putting people's memories or spirits or something into core bots. And that's what I think the prismatic cores are. That is my...
digitized people? Yeah.
My assumption.
It makes sense. But, like, in a normal game, all of this would be explained over the course of multiple cutscenes, you know?
So instead of audio logs, you would approach a panel in a ruined...
Well, see, I would much prefer it if the plot stuff in these audio logs was easier to find, and like we're finding a fair amount of audio logs, but I can only assume that we've missed a fair amount
and
as
a number
well.
of them are hubbana.
Yeah. But like from my perspective, I feel like these are story things that other people could have missed really easily, and again, we probably have. And let's see, what are the X's? Oh, I don't have ape gaskets. I gotcha. So
do you have to upgrade items? Remember how there are materials that you need to upgrade to higher stats?
Yeah. Corebot level 30. Like, some of these I can make, but I can't use.
You can't use because the creature hasn't attained that level yet?
Yeah, either the Corebot hasn't attained that level, or... Like, for example, if it has an X, it means we don't have the part. Even though it's like a low-level part. We can make that one. That's not a bad deal. Let's see, which one are we using? Brute level 17. Okay, so we've done everything but head. Yeah, so this is the head, but we don't have any sturdy ape gaskets, so we can't make it even if we want to.
Are you sure you can't upgrade lower level gaskets to higher level gaskets?
You can, sort of you can, but I don't have any of the lower level gaskets either.
Can we check?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. If you notice here, worn ape gaskets, 0 out of 2. Means we don't have any.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe
You'd
that's
think
because
for
you've
the-
been removing too many cores rather than
No, I
busting up
barely
apes.
remove cores anymore now that I've found out that this is a thing. So I guess we're just going to give him blue face. But of course we can't finish this because we need sturdy plating. I don't know.
Well, sturdy plating you can upgrade to.
Yeah. I think so. I'm just going to give him the head. Even if it makes him look a little doofy. Let's see. Save loadout. Mostly, I'm not messing around too much. Because, like, we've already got so many core points that, like, switching in this gear is kind of moot.
Well, can you go to the resources screen and just see what you can use?
Sure. Give me a second. Health when enemy defeated. Yeah, a lot of these have, like, little bonuses.
Oh, I love the pufferfish.
The
Fugu.
Yeah, the Fugu. Well, I mean, it's all Fugu. It's just a question of... Well, I guess it's not all Fugu. This one's Fugu. Is the rest... Oh, the rest is loot quality. Yeah, so it might not actually be a bad idea to go back for white Fugu, but the problem is I think I'm missing one part. Because if I could get this extra team EXP, but it probably doesn't matter too much. So what's the core we're using? Yellow Fugu. So this would be... Okay, yellow Fugu. Do we want to do this? I don't know if I want to do this. Because it's not like our... You know, actually, interesting question. I don't know if these set bonuses apply to Jewel.
Bam!
I think they apply to the bot.
Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause it'd be nice if they applied to Jewel as well. Because then I could...
I wish when you built something, you automatically
Just-
added it to your bot.
Well, I'm going to get the damage receive reduction. And then throw it on him. Honestly, I'm probably not even going to mess around too much beyond this. Yellow Fugu weapon. Yellow Fugu this. Okay, so now we've got the set bonus and he's complete.
Oh, that's so cute.
Fugu's really adorable. Okay, let's go back. Save loadout. And... What are these bars? See how there's the... Oh, that's probably their level.
Well, that's health, and then...
Okay. Well,